Hello everyone and welcome back to day 15 of my 365-day journey to Germany. Today feels like an important milestone. For the past 2 weeks, I have been building my German step by step. I learned greetings, numbers, family, shopping, color, time, weather, clothes, transportation and many everyday expression. But today I am learning something that I hope I never have to use often, how to visit a doctor in Germany. If I am going to live in Germany and do an Ausbildung, I need to know how to explain my health, understand simple instruction and communicate calmly in a medical situation. So, los kids, let's begin. Imagine this. You just arrive in Germany. Everything is exciting. You're sitting into your new city. Then one morning you wake up with a fever and headache. You don't know anything. You don't know anyone nearby. You need to visit a doctor. At that moment, knowing even basic German could make a huge difference. That's why today's lesson is so valuable. And why this lesson matter? Where there is problem, there is a solution. I started with the most important vocabulary like dear Arzt, dear Arzt. That means doctor. Das Krankenhaus, das Krankenhaus. That means hospital. Die Medizin, die Medizin. That means medicine. Die Apotheke, die Apotheke. That means pharmacy. Der Termin, der Termin. That means appointment. Der Termin. And das Fever. Das Fever means fever, as in English. Der Husten. Der Husten means cough. Die Kopfschmerzen. Die Kopfschmerzen means headache. Cough means head. Schmerzen mean pain. That's why the Kopfschmerzen mean headache. The Bauchschmerzen mean stomach ache. Stomach ache. Bauch means stomach. Instead of trying to memorize this word once, I will use them in sentence so they become easier to remember. Like, now I can explain how I feel in front of doctor. Like, ich habe Kopfschmerzen. Ich habe Kopfschmerzen. That means I have a headache. Ich habe Kopfschmerzen. Next, ich habe fever. Ich habe fever. That means I have a fever. I'm suffering from fever. Next, ich habe Halsschmerzen. Ich habe Halsschmerzen. That means I have a sore throat. I really have a sore throat, by the way. Next, mir ist schlecht. Mir ist schlecht. That means I feel sick. I feel sick. These are simple sentences, but in real situation, they are incredibly useful. Next, in German, we have to take an appointment before visiting a doctor. So for that, I have to use some phrases like Ich brauche einen Termin. Ich brauche einen Termin. That means I need an appointment. I need an appointment. In German, Before we can see a doctor, we need to call and book a termin. Termin mean appointment. Next, wann haben Sie Zeit? Wann haben Sie Zeit? That means, when do you have time? The next one, ist heute ein Termin frei? Ist heute ein Termin frei? That means, is there an appointment available today? And they would reply, yeah, oder nein. Then I practice a small conversation like the patient say, Guten Morgen, and the doctor asks, Guten Morgen, was fällt Ihnen? That means, good morning, what's wrong? And the patient say, ich habe fear ich habe fever und Kopfschmerzen. I have a fever and a headache. And the doctor asks, Seit wann? Seit wann? That means since when? And the patient say, Seit gestern. Seit gestern. That means since yesterday. For the first time, I feel like I am having a real conversation instead of just studying vocabulary. Then I discover a grammar topic here, like the phrase is habe. That means I have is the backbone of describing health problem in German. Like plug in any symptom and you understand. For example, is have a fever. Is have a fever. That means I have a fever. Is have a Husten. Is have a Husten. That means I have a cough. Is have a Schmerzen. Is have a Schmerzen. That means I have pain. Hope you guys are understanding me. And what I realized today is today lesson remind me that learning a language isn't only about passing exam, it's also independence. If I can explain my health, ask for medicine, and understand basic advice, I feel much more confident living in Germany. This is exactly why I am doing this challenge. If I ever get sick in Germany, I now know how to ask for help. That's not just language learning, that's independence. Exactly. And for today's challenge, can I do it without looking? Like, explain my symptom in German, understand the doctor basic question, and book an appointment over the phone? Yeah, I can. Okay, with it, day 15 is complete. 15 days ago, I knew almost no German. Today, I can introduce myself, talk about my family, describe the weather, tell the time, order food, use transportation, and even have a basic conversation with the doctor. That's a real progress. I'm one step closer to my dream. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you are learning good German too, keep going. Progress comes from consistency, not perfection. See you tomorrow for day 16, where I learn how to opening a bank account in Germany. Cheers and see you in the next episode. Auf Wiedersehen.